In New York City, riot police cleared dozens of people inside Columbia University's Hamilton Hall overnight after protesters against Israel occupied the administration building in New York. The scene unfolded shortly after 9 p.m. as police wearing helmets and carrying zip ties and riot shields massed at the college's entrance and climbed through a window to enter the occupied building. Well, many protesters were taken into custody and taken away from campus. And senior U.S. correspondent Mike Wagenheim in New York has the details.
Well, after weeks of increasingly disorderly pro-Hamas and pro-Palestinian protests here at Columbia University in New York, university leadership on Tuesday finally said enough was enough. Campus President Manu Shafiq calling in the NYPD, the New York Police Department, complete with SWAT and riot units and counterterrorism squads to clear 2 campus encampments filled with tents, plus the occupation of a university facility. The NYPD coming out in full force. Earlier on in the day, New York Mayor Eric Adams said outside agitators were to blame for campus unrest.
We're here to show you some example of these external actors who have no affiliation with Columbia University, as well as some of our other educational facilities. And the individuals one that we're going to show is an outside agitator with a history of escalating situation and trying to create chaos.
The clearing of protesters here on Tuesday night comes after weeks of Jewish and Israeli students and faculty here on campus signaling to the administration that they feel uncomfortable and unsafe with genocidal chants happening amongst the protesters. Meanwhile, one of the protest leaders ridiculed on Tuesday for suggesting that humanitarian aid should be given to the protesters here as part of their campus meal plan.
Well, I guess it's ultimately a question of what kind of community and obligation Columbia feels it has to its students. Do you want students to die of dehydration and starvation or get severely ill, even if they disagree with you? If the answer is no, then you should allow it's crazy to say because we're on an Ivy League campus, but this is like basic humanitarian aid we're asking for. Like, could people please have a glass of water?
But they did put themselves in that very deliberately in that situation and in that position. So it seems like you're sort of saying, we want to be revolutionaries, we want to take over this building, now would you please bring us food and water?
Campus administrators and protesters failed to reach an agreement as to how to move forward over the last few days, leading to word coming down yesterday that protesters would be charged with burglary and trespassing, amongst other charges, if they did not depart immediately. It looks like some of those charges will be handed down to the 50 or so protesters that we understand were arrested here on Tuesday night. That figure not fully confirmed by the NYPD. However, word has come down that the NYPD will retain a presence on campus at the invitation of Columbia's administration, at least through graduation here on May the 17th. Reporting from the Columbia University campus here in New York City, Mike Wagenheim, I-24 News.